If you could sit up so I didn't worry that we were both going to fall over backwards.
Well, that could happen at any time with this chair. Going to fall.
Okay. We wanted to talk about Mr. Dirt's reloading room. We've been married for almost 9 years now, and can you even? They can't even see your face.
Right.
Sit up. Sit up.
I can't sit up. You gotta sit lower. It's not just a reloading, it's a man cave.
We gotta be able to see your head.
Right.
So we wanted to talk about Mr. Dirt's man cave, and we've been married almost 9 years now. And the reason he got a man cave in the first place was that, I know, the misery, the endless misery.
Never mind. I was thinking it seemed, you know, to fly by. Okay.
Is that like a drive-by?
Could be. Either way, you get shot. Torturous.
So just so you know, I'm not talking over Mr. Dirt. He did ask me to carry the conversation.
Right. That is true. I don't have my thoughts organized yet, so I'm hoping she will have quite a bit here.
So when we first started shooting, I was pregnant with Paige, and we decided we wanted a real gun in the house. And when he started to look into what kind of gun he wanted, he got into reloading very shortly thereafter. And because we had children that were either babies or I was pregnant, I was really concerned about the lead content of what it was he was doing. I felt really unnerved by purposely bringing lead into a home with small children. And so the way I dealt with this was that we had 3 bedrooms in our home, and it was a 900 square foot home, and that included the carport. So the way we know that, we were like, there's no way it was that small.
So it wasn't really 3 bedrooms, it was 3 closets.
Yeah.
So.
There's no way it was that small, but when we had a new roof put on it, they told us it was 900 square feet, so it was tiny. It was a good floor model, though. It totally worked for us. We had all of our food storage in the crawl space, and we actually did have this extra room. We put the girls in a room together because Paige was a toddler and Kaya was a baby, so it just made things easier. And the deal was that you may go out. Good job. Thank you. The deal was that he would not bring any of his reloading stuff out, and that we would did we use a separate vacuum to vacuum in there, or was it the same vacuum and I just...
Same vacuum with a HEPA filter. Wow, go ahead.
So I was paranoid about it. But anyway, so he took an old tool chest and converted it into a reloading press bench. And it was actually really nice. We took a recliner in there, and I put a nice rug in there. And he had art that he really liked. And it looked really nice. When we decided to sell our house, I think it was a really big selling point because it showed that we had enough room in our house to have a man cave. And honestly, the nicest thing for me about it was that if he had stuff in the house that I'd had to clean up after because he hadn't had time to clean up after himself before he went back to work after the weekend, I could put it in his man cave and I'd know the kids weren't going to get into it. So for me, all around it was a win-win. So when we started looking for this house, a man cave was a must. It was the top priority on my list. If it doesn't have a man cave, it's not the house for us. And just because as a wife, you kind of take over the house. You know, you're the one that's home all day, just trying to make everything run smoothly. And so if your husband doesn't have somewhere to dump all his stuff, he's going to dump it all over the house, and you have to clean up after it, but he doesn't really have anywhere sacred to put it, so how is he supposed to solve that dilemma of, well, honey, I live here too? So, it's turned into a reloading room, but I think that a man cave is super important, whether you reload or whether you just like to sit and watch ball games. I don't know. It's healthier for our marriage to have a place where he's the grown-up and he can lock the door.
This is what the man cave really gets used for. Now let's cuddle. And we'll play with all of his things.
I'll give you one of the bells, too.
You'll give me one of my bells, huh? Just don't drop them.
So I can
We're
do
trying to figure out what these are, by the way.
the bells.
We're hoping they're not the other.
Look what I can do.